Good morning. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Welcome to my podcast. Welcome back if you've been here before, and a special welcome if you're new. I hope you enjoy watching and decide to stick around. It is Wednesday. I think it's the 11th of September. I could be wrong. It is just gone 10 a.m. here. And it's finally feeling like autumn. I know there are many, many people who will be mourning the end of summer. And I know some of them. I saw one of them yesterday. I am not one of those people. I am very, very glad that the weather has turned quite cold the last few days. Not so keen on the rain that we've had, but we've had some cold and windy weather. The leaves are coming down off the trees. The evenings are getting dark, and I'm feeling cosy and comfortable, and it's lovely. I'm well aware that we may well get another heat wave before summer completely dies, but that's okay. I will cope if we do. So, if you are new and you don't know what this is all about, my name is Jenny. I am a crocheter based in North Yorkshire in the UK. I live here with my husband and our son and our cat, and this is where I tell you all about what I've been up to. I focus mostly on the things I've been making, but of course bits of life creep in, and I will do a bit of chatter and a life update at the end of the podcast. Last time I recorded 2 separate videos, and I'm going to do that again. I think I'm going to continue that for a while, see how it goes. I quite liked it last time. I thought it was a good format. So this first part will be, I've literally just worked this out, finished objects. Well, that's going to be very quick today. Works in progress and on my radar, I believe. And then the second part will be acquisitions, the to-do review, a bit of chatter and wrapping up. And as always, I will put chapters in place for you, so if there are any sections that you don't want to watch, then it's nice and easy for you to skip them. Or if you want to rewatch a section, that will be nice and easy too. You will, depending on how you're watching, you can access the chapters either from the progress bar of the video or in the description down below. Also in the description you will find excuse me, you will find links to project pages for any of the items that I talk about, as well as information about anyone that I mention and anything else that I think you might like to know. I owe you an apology for missing the last episode. That's my phone making noises. I have once again forgotten to put it on silent, but never mind. Hopefully it won't make too much noise. Oh, they have actually rung the doorbell. Hopefully Kelvin, my husband, will be able to go and get that. Yes, I think he is doing. What was I about to say? Yes, I normally record every 2 weeks. I have not recorded start again. It has been 4 weeks since the last time I recorded. I just didn't have a lot to say last time. Yeah, I will talk about this more later, but I just completely lost motivation over the summer. There was some stuff at the beginning of the summer holiday that I talked about last time, which just threw me off. I find the summer difficult anyway. With Ned, my son, being off school, the routine went out the window. So yeah, one thing and another, it didn't quite make sense to record last time. So I hope you didn't miss me too much. And thank you for coming back and watching me again. That's that's it, I think, for the intro. So I will move straight on. Okay, so as I said, I don't have any words already. I'm doing alright this morning, but that just came out completely wrong. I don't have any finished objects to show you this time at all. I didn't last time either, so that's a good 6 weeks since I last finished a project. That's not normal for me. Like I said, I've just lost motivation completely. I've been really struggling to even pick up a hook, which again is not normal. If you've been here a while, you will know that I'm usually a little bit addicted to crocheting. Usually a day without crochet is a bad day. I wouldn't say that's necessarily been the case this time. Some of the days have been, but not all of them. I don't know, there's been other stuff on my mind that I've wanted to think about, and I just haven't felt like doing much of anything, which is a problem because it means I'm now really far behind on all the things I wanted to get done by now. The list of things to do is getting longer and longer and longer. I am getting further and further behind on the birthday presents that I am making and or due to make, because there's a couple of new ones. Talk about more of those in a minute. Yeah, so it's not great. The good news is that the motivation is coming back. It's still slow, it's still not where I would normally be, but I'm getting there, and I'm just trying to be kind to myself about it and say, okay, fine, it is what it is. Obviously it's not great for the business. The business depends on me making things and talking about them, sharing them with the world, so everything has dropped off a bit, which isn't good, but it will come back. We're into the better part of my year now. We know that the next 6 months is the good 6 months, and so yeah, it's getting better. But yes, I have nothing to show you that is finished, so I guess I'll move on again. Right, works in progress. On the subject of not doing things, there are 2 works in progress that I have not touched since last time. I'm still counting them as active because they are things I do need to get done, and I will get done. But yeah, I just haven't worked on them at all, so I'm not going to show you them. But just a quick recap: there is Salazzle, which is the amigurumi Pokemon that I have designed and am making for Ned, my son, at his request. I haven't really got that much more to do. I think it's just finishing touches now, so once I get my act together and actually work on it, it should be done relatively quickly. Headspace hasn't been there. And the other thing is the blanket that I am making for my brother. His birthday was back in April, early April no less. He knows I'm making him something, I think. Yes, he does. I have told him that I'm making him something. He doesn't know what, unless he's seen this. But yeah, he's being very, very patient, bless him. And I had originally planned to get it done by the end of this month. That's not going to happen. I'm still going to work on it. I will pick it back up again, but I think I've got about 2/3 left to do, maybe more, and it's a big blanket. And then I want to back it with some fleece or something as well. So my new goal, I think, for that is the end of October. There are many, many other things that I also want to get done by the end of October, so we will see. Worst case scenario, I want to have it done by Christmas, because then I can do right happy birthday and happy Christmas all at once, and I'm not falling even further behind. So that is those 2. Right, things I can show you. Let's get these the right way around. So this is nearly done. In fact, this and the next one are nearly done. This is the cardigan that I am making for my sister-in-law. think last time that you saw it, I'd done these back panels, and I'd worked one side and I was about halfway through the other side, I think, but I hadn't seamed it yet, so please ignore the mess that you're about to see. On the subject of mess, please ignore the background as much as possible. It is chaos in here. I really need to have another tidy up. But yeah, time and motivation have both been in short supply, so that hasn't happened yet, and probably won't for a while. Yes, I have now seamed the shoulders, so it actually looks kind of cardigan shaped, which is nice. And I have done one sleeve, and I am about halfway through the other sleeve, so again, it's really nearly finished. I meant to work on this yesterday, and if I had done, I would probably be really nearly finished. But again, I just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't. I am intending to work on it this evening. We shall see. I do want to as well just add a bit of edging, just to neaten things up a little bit. I don't think that's actually called for in the pattern, but it's just something I want to do. But I'm really liking it. I'm really liking how it's working up. I think that back panel is very cool. Cool feature, and it's lovely and soft. So let me get the little notebook and I will tell you all about it in terms of details. The pattern is by Divine Debris, yes, that's right, and it is called the Cool Triangles Cardigan. It is a paid pattern, I believe. Yes, it is. And I bought it off Ravelry, but it may be available elsewhere. I can't remember. Again, this will all be in it. There'll be a project page that you can visit and get all the details if you want them. The yarn I'm using is Stylecraft Special Aran. There's white, there's black, and then the purple in these triangles is called Emperor. It's a really lovely colour. I'm using purple because it is my sister-in-law's favourite colour. So she asked for a black and white cardigan. Yeah, absolutely, but I just thought I'd inject a little bit of colour as well. Just a smidge. There's not a lot else to say. As always, I am using a smaller hook size than is recommended, because I have very loose tension, so that's just something that I always end up doing. I haven't quite met the gauge that, the gauge for the pan, but I think if anything it's going to be slightly bigger. I can hear the cat, she can hear me talking, so she wants to come in. But I have shut the door properly because Kelvin's working. He's had a lot of meetings recently, and the walls in this house are thin. His office is just across the hall from mine. So yeah, I just didn't want there to be too much background noise. But you may hear the cat shouting at the door. What was I saying? Yeah, hopefully it's going to work out slightly bigger than the sizing, and that is good because Tabby, my sister-in-law, has said she'd rather it was a bit baggy than tighter. If that makes sense. She would rather have positive ease, to use the correct terminology. So hopefully that is how it will work out. I have been blocking this as I go, so the individual squares, rectangles, were all blocked individually before joining. Then I blocked the sides before I seamed. Once I've finished this second sleeve, I will then block the sleeves and then edge it. So once I've done the edging, it should just be done. I'll want to wash it before, obviously, but otherwise it should be done. I'm kind of hoping I get it finished this week, actually. Then I can get it washed and dried and given to her. Not quite so far behind in terms of owing her a birthday present as with my brother. Tabby's birthday was at the end of August, so I'm only a month and a half late, which isn't bad considering I didn't start it until after her birthday. So, so that is that one. Like I said last time, the pattern is great. It's really, really simple, really clearly written. It's working up exactly as it should do. The only problem, and it's a me problem, not a pattern problem, is because it is so simple, I get bored. I just have to be in the right mood to really enjoy it, basically, which is why it's taken so long. It shouldn't really, because it's so simple, I probably could have made it in a couple of weeks if I'd really buckled down, but I wouldn't have enjoyed doing that. So if I'd had to, I would have done. But Tabby, again, is being very patient, so I haven't had to do that. Okay, next work in progress. This, again, you saw last time, I believe, but I've made really good progress on it. It is really, really nearly finished. So this is the cushion cover that I'm in the process of making. It is in 3 pieces at the moment, so let me show you individually. This is the front panel. So we have the front panel, which is more or less square, and then we have 2 back panels. We have the lower panel, and then we have an upper panel which will overlap roughly like that. There we go. And then I will add buttons, and I'm going to add button loops along this edge. No, this way. I'm going to make my own buttons. I mentioned last time I've been playing a bit with polymer clay. Again, haven't touched it much since then. But I'm going to get back to it. I'm enjoying it when I do it. And so yes, I'm going to make my own buttons out of polymer clay, and that means I can match the colours, which would be nice. I may even do pumpkin shaped ones, I'm not sure. This is a pattern that I'm really, really enjoying, and like I said, it is nearly done. All I need to do is block these panels, make the buttons, join it all together, and I'll be done. So that is another thing that if I buckle down I could finish it this week. Whether or not I will is a completely different matter. I do want to make sure it is done by my next market, which is on the 5th of October, so not long now. The pattern is by Sixel Design, who, if you've been here for any time at all, you will know is pretty much my favourite ever pattern designer. It is using the mosaic crochet technique, and this pattern is called Jack. It is one I have used before, and I love it. Basically, I really like the mosaic crochet technique generally, and her patterns are again really well written. The charts are very easy to follow, and they look great. These are not my usual colours, but I've been using up stash yarn. So we have again Starcraft Special DK. This time the orange is called Jaffa. This is Soft Peach, and then the purple pumpkin and the purple edging are just some scrap yarn that I've got in my stash. It's all acrylic, all DK, but the purple is not Stylecraft. I think it's Sirdar Snuggly, I think, and it might be, the colour might be grape, but don't quote me on that because I haven't really what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not really making a note of that, I'm just using what I've got. Yeah, that's about it. for that. Really, that's all the information to tell you about that one. Hopefully that will be hopefully that and the cardigan both will be finished objects next time I talk to you. So, final work in progress. First of all, I can't remember if I showed you this last time. How cool is this bag? My friend Lindsay, who I have spoken about before, she has a Cricut machine. Cricut or Cricut? She says Cricut. I don't know if that's right. And the last time I went round, she made me a tote bag. I am hopefully going to be getting her to make some other bits and bobs for me to sell at markets and online as well. So watch this space for that. In this bag, I have, I got the front page anyway. No, because I don't think I do. I printed it off. I have got, I'm losing the plot, my words have gone. Again, if you've been here before, you'll know this is normal. Let's try and keep the words flowing. Come on, brain. Yeah, in here is my piece, my submission, my work in progress for the oblique shawl mystery crochet along, which has been designed and is being run by the wonderful Vicky Brown, who I buy a lot of my sock yarn from. And I've never met her, but she seems lovely, and she has a very nice website and a physical shop as well, so definitely worth a visit. Again, she'll be linked down below. Now, this is a mystery crochet along. I am aware that if you are taking part, you may not have got to the same stage I'm at, so I have finished part 2 and I'm about to show you what this looks like. If you don't want to see it, then then skip to the next chapter. This is the last work in progress I'm going to be talking about, so if you don't want to see, just skip ahead to the next section. If you do want to see, here you go. So I will confess I am slightly regretting my yarn choice for this. It is designed for sock yarn, so that's a wool and nylon blend. It's recommended, I believe, hang on, I've got the information here, I can tell you what is recommended. If I find the right information. Where's it gone? So yeah, she suggests a variegated or speckled yarn for the main colour, which you need 100 grams of, and then 50 grams each of 2 semi-solid colours for A and B. I had a good look through my stash of sock yarn, and although I have many speckled yarns and many variegated yarns and many semi-solid yarns, I couldn't find any 3 that I thought went together. So I got some cotton yarn out of my stash instead. So I am using a Scapier's Whirlette in Licorice is the black, and I've got Hobby Rainbow Cotton 8/4 in dark purple and in Bordeaux. The colours go together great. I'm really happy with that, and I'm happy with it being a cotton shawl because that'll keep it nice and cool. The problem I'm having, A, is the gauge is not going to be right at all because the yarn's completely different. Cotton and wool behave very differently. So I had to just basically ignore the gauge recommendation and just kind of hope that this will work out at a sensible size. Sorry if you can hear a lot of noise in the background. I believe the recycling lorry is going around the nearby streets and my window is very slightly open, so you might be able to hear that going on in the background. The other problem I'm having with it is that although Scapia's Whirlette and Hobby Rainbow Cotton 8.4 are both technically fingering weight yarns, obviously they're not the same. They're from different brands. There's a difference in the weight, in the way that they behave. The Scapia's they're both lovely to work with, and they do both have a good drape and all the rest of it, but the Scapia's is slightly finer than the hobby yarn, drapes a bit more, and so there's just a bit of, it doesn't feel quite even. That said, this is a mystery crochet along. If I get to the end of it and I don't like the end result, I'll just frog it and use the yarn to make something else. It's not a big deal. This is something that I am doing because I want to do it. Whether or not I use the finished product is kind of irrelevant. I'm not doing this to make something that I would definitely want to wear. I'm not doing this to make something that I would definitely want to sell. I'm doing this to enjoy the process. And I am enjoying it. It's great. Have thought that if I make it again, either in full or using individual sections to make one item, actually I think so far anyway it would work really well if you had a solid base colour, or maybe not a gradient. I think a base colour that was solid would be good, so your main colour solid, and then use minis for the contrast colours, so it's not just two, you could have as many minis as you want for all the different sections. Excuse me a sec. What was I saying? Yeah, so I think that would look really, really nice with all the contrast sections in just completely different colours. You could do a rainbow or a fade, or just pick them at random. I think that, that would all look really, really good. So that's in the back of my head as I'm working. The other thing to say is, obviously, because it's worked in sections, I think section 1 is to there, more or less, and then section 2 is this bit. Don't know how well that's showing up. But yeah, it would be really, really easy and simple to just take one section or 2 or 3 sections and make a shawl or a scarf that was just a rectangle out of a selection of the sections. Obviously, because it's a mystery crochet along, I would assume anyway every section is going to be different, because for something like this you wouldn't want to get, say, to section 4 and go, oh, just repeat section 1, because that's not the point of what we're doing here. You want it to be different and interesting and a bit of an adventure as you're working. So yeah, it would just be really easy to adapt it, to tweak it, to, oh god, that's really wonky, look at that. Yeah, to take bits and pieces and kind of, oh, it's wonky on that side as well, that's good. And it'll block out, look, it's got a good amount of stretch, it'll block out nicely. Sorry, I keep interrupting myself and going off on a tangent. Yeah, it'd be really easy to adapt it, to make it your own at the end. So like I said, I've got to the end of section 2, and Vicky is releasing a section every week for 5 weeks, so there's 3 more parts to go. I think it's Thursdays that are, yeah, I think it's on Thursdays that the parts are released, so hopefully there'll be my next one tomorrow. And I think part of why I'm enjoying this so much, other than the fact that every section is different, that appeals to me always, it means I can't get bored. But Vicky, at least so far, has done really well at breaking it up into really manageable amounts of work. So each section so far has taken me, give or take, 3 hours. Excuse me. So that is 1 or 2 evenings for me. In fact, I think part 2, I did most of it in one evening and then finished the rest the next morning. So it's not taking up too much time. It's enough to break up the other things I'm doing, to give myself something different to focus on, but not so much that it's overwhelming me and that I feel like I'm going to fall behind. Not that it would matter if I did, and maybe I will. There's 3 weeks left. Who knows, I could still be doing this in December. But at the moment it feels really manageable, and that is helping to get my motivation back on track. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. So Vicky, if you are seeing this, thank you very, very much. It's a great pattern so far, and it's just been really fun. I need to share more of it, actually. I need to get it out on the socials so that I can get involved in the community side of things a little bit and not just sit here in my own little corner crocheting away and ignoring everybody else. So maybe I shall post something on Instagram later. But I don't know if you know this, I don't know if I've said it before. That is the side of my job that I hate the most. Having to remember to actually take pictures and post things on social media and market myself a bit. It's hard work. I don't like it. I kind of wish people could just pick up on the vibes that I'm sending out, It'd be much easier. That's not how it works. Okay, final section for part 1. On my radar. I am cheating a little bit this time because, of course, this is on my radar. It's my own thing. I have done a separate video about this, which I will link below for you as well. But just to go over it again, I have teamed up with Sam, who is incredible, and who is Chaos and Kismet here on YouTube and on Instagram, possibly in other places, I can't remember. And we are hosting our very own, very first make-along. And I'm really excited. It is Halloween themed, of course, because we both love this time of year. Both love Halloween and all things that are a little bit witchy or gothic or otherwise alternative. It is called the Hallowe'en Hats MAL, and the goal, aim, purpose is to make a hat for Halloween. It's that simple. When I say hat, it doesn't have to be a conventional hat as such necessarily. Anything you can wear on your head, really. If you can convince us that it is a piece of headgear and that it is relating in some way to Halloween, we're all good. Okay, it's fine. That's my phone again. So it is running from the 15th of September, which is the Monday after I publish this, I believe. So hopefully you'll have seen this by then. If not, if you are late joining in, it really doesn't matter. It is running all the way until Halloween. So you've got about 6 weeks, I think, to get involved. You don't have to be a crocheter. Any craft will do, whether you knit or sew or papier-mâché, I don't know, anything you could reasonably make something that fits the bill with. Get involved. It'd be really, really great to see some different creations. There will be prizes. There will be a prize from me. There will be a prize from Sam. In terms of entering for the prizes, sorry, phone's buzzing away now. I really ought to put it on silent, but I'm not going to. Yeah, in terms of entering, I have set up a Ravelry group, which I will of course link below. Sam has set up a Discord server. I will try and get the link from her and link that below. If you don't use either Ravelry or Discord, you can email us If you email me, you'll be added into the Ravelry pot. If you email Sam, you'll be added into the Discord pot. Words. We will draw the prizes once the make-along is finished. So I had originally thought, I'll find some Halloweeny stuff, but it's going to be too late for that. So from me, fully expect to get something Christmas related, because as soon as Halloween's done, I'm in Christmas mode. I'm kind of in Christmas mode, oh yeah. But yes, 1st of November onwards, it is full on Christmas mode for me. So I don't know exactly what the prizes are going to be. I believe Sam is providing a couple of project bags. She said she'll send one to me so I can put it with my prize. There will definitely be some yarn. There will hopefully be a few other bits and pieces as well. There is a hashtag for Instagram, but because Instagram's gone a bit with hashtags lately, you are very welcome to share it on Instagram, anywhere else that you share things. Please do. Very welcome to use the hashtag. It is Hallowe'en Hats MAL. I will put that below as well. It won't count towards the entries for the prizes. It's purely a social thing. Spread the word, get people involved. Hopefully we will see things. Feel free to tag us as well. And then hopefully we will see it. And just, yeah, it's nice to get involved with things like this. I really like joining in make-alongs, partly because I find them interesting to see what other people have come up with, but also just the social side of it, the community side of it. I'm not the most sociable person in the world. I go through phases where I will not speak to anyone, online or otherwise, for weeks on end. But then I also go through other phases where I get really involved, and I'm trying to do that more. I want to do that more. I want to help build a little community, a sort of sub-community, I suppose, in the crochet and crafting world. So far, everyone I have spoken to within that world has been just really nice, which is good. The more of that I can get into my life, the better. And if I somehow end up inspiring or influencing other people as well, then that's even better. One more thing on my radar, just to make it not all about me, is the wonderful Emma of Stitched Up by Emma on Instagram is in the process of releasing a new blanket pattern. It does not yet have a name. I think I can get a picture from her, like her official design picture, so if I can find that again I shall pop it up here. It is currently in testing. I haven't signed up to be a tester for this one. I normally do for Emma's patterns because they're great and she's lovely, but I don't have time at the moment. I really would love to, but I just don't have time. I probably will buy the pattern though when it's released because it looks really nice. So watch this space. I don't know when that's being released, but yeah, it's in testing at the moment. Do go over and follow her on Instagram, and then you will find out when she releases it. And that's it for part 1. I am going to record part 2 straight after this. I am intending to publish it a couple of days after. So part 1, this part will be released on the Friday, which is the 13th? No. What's today? I think I've got my days mixed up. Is today the 11th? Or is it the 10th? Anyway, this part will be published on a Friday. I'm intending for part 2 to be published on a Sunday. I meant to do that last time and completely forgot, and they went out within 12 hours of each other. So whether or not I will remember to do that this time is anyone's guess. We shall see what happens. But yeah, that is it for now. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you will come back and watch the next part as well. Alright, back in a bit.